From the western slope to southern Colorado, we are tracking half a dozen fires raging across the state.
Really seeing some of that destruction, homes destroyed, some homes standing near them.
Our weather impact team is also tracking fire danger, hot, dry, and windy conditions headed into the holiday weekend. And that means 4th of July celebrations will look a little different this year. Several counties are putting fire restrictions in place and canceling their fireworks shows.
Within the last week, wildfires have burned more than 100,000 acres across Colorado. That's over 150 square miles of scorched land. 1 week ago today, there were no major fires burning in Colorado. Today, unfortunately, a very different story. Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Sam Shocker in for Kim Christensen.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. As a result of those fires, officials are making changes to 4th of July plans now. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. But first, we just got an update on the Aspen Acres Fire just within the last hour. This is the fire burning southwest of Pueblo, and it started early Monday morning, exploded to more than 50,000 acres, nearly 80 square miles for reference. It's now the largest in our state. It's also one of the most destructive as it has burned dozens of homes. Now, the state is shifting more resources to fight this fire.
Colorado was moved to #1 as priorities for the entire western United States, and the Aspen Acres Fire was moved to #1 priority. Obviously, as resources are becoming more and more thin across Colorado and across the West, we're going to start competing for resources, and that's not a place we want to be.
So investigators believe the Aspen Acres Fire may have been caused by someone. Not unusual, though. They say about 90% of wildfires are actually caused by a human, often unintentionally. So they are asking everyone to continue to be extremely careful.
4,000 acres and 100 more firefighters. That's how much the Gold Mountain fire near Ouray and the response have grown in the last 24 hours alone. Firefighters are dealing with high fire activity thanks to red flag conditions in the area. They're still fighting to get any containment at all on that fire. In total, it has burned more than 18,000 acres or 28 square miles so far.
One of the firefighters who died while fighting the Snyder fire this weekend was returned home today. Nick Hutcherson was from Glendale, Arizona. He was just 27 years old. This afternoon, a procession, as you see, was held at Deer Valley Airport in Phoenix in his honor. His body was flown in, and then the U.S. Forest Service and Phoenix Fire Department oversaw the dignified transfer to a mortuary in Phoenix. Hutcherson was one of 3 firefighters who died Saturday. Sydney Watson and Emily Barker were also killed at the same time. This weekend, the Bureau of Land Management will hold a memorial service for all 3. It will be in Grand Junction, and they say the public is more than welcome to attend.
The fires burning across Colorado have put off enough smoke to prompt air quality alerts for days. So taking a live look outside right now, it is hot, it is hazy, as you can see, and difficult to breathe for sensitive groups. Chief Weather Impact Meteorologist Kathy Sabin joining us now. Kathy, we've got heat and fire danger in the forecast, certainly not helping those brave firefighters right now.
I wish I had better news, Sam. We're hopeful that in the next 2 weeks, the seasonal monsoon will kick in. That's a seasonal wind shift that will allow for tropical moisture to flow up from the south into Colorado, giving us the chance for showers each and every afternoon. We're not seeing that this week, and we're not seeing it next week. High pressure kind of rules the roost, if you will, and there's smoke covering the entire state. Look at Winter Park. We have so much smoke and haze in the mountains. Eagle at 24, 79 in Gunnison, 87 in Colorado Springs, 88 in downtown Denver, and 92 in Greeley. Humidity values up a little, but still tinder dry across the entire state, and winds are increasing out of the south and southwest, gusts to 30 and 40 miles per hour over the Monument Hill and Palmer Divide areas. And fire managers are concerned about the wind and the heat, so fire weather warnings will remain in effect tonight and through much of the day tomorrow, and maybe expanded outward. As we see, the ozone action alert does not cover Denver for right now, but will be reinstated for many areas across our state through Friday because of that dense wildfire smoke, which will become a big part of our forecast as the wind takes that smoke smoke from the southwest takes it to the north. Some improvement for Denver tomorrow afternoon. So coming up in just a bit, we're going to have details on isolated storms that we're tracking. At least some part of the state has a chance of seeing a little rain tonight. More on that forecast just ahead.
Kathy, thank you. And because of a lot of what Kathy just showed you as a result of all the fire danger across this state, officials in many places are now putting fire restrictions in place. Part of Boulder County and Broomfield County are both under stage 1 fire restrictions, meaning no open burning or personal fireworks of any kind. More than half a dozen other counties are moving to stage 2 restrictions, which are even stricter. They prohibit any uncontrolled outdoor burning like campfires or stove fires, as well as smoking and selling or using fireworks of any kind. In places like Jeffco and Douglas County, upping the fire restrictions also means canceling planned fireworks displays.
Yeah, county leaders in Douglas say it is just not worth the risk. Jennifer Meckles joins us now from Douglas County, where 4 different fireworks shows had to cancel last minute. And Jenny, listen, I think everybody understands that and prefers that at this point.
Yeah, it's tough to be the guys that have to make that decision, certainly, because you know you're upsetting people that want to celebrate. But at the same time, you're just weighing a risk that you just can't overcome, right? So here in Douglas County, this new announcement, stage 2 restrictions, it means a lot of new rules, but the big 2 takeaways are, number 1, there were 4 professional fireworks shows scheduled for Douglas County this weekend. They've all either canceled or had to delay. They'll postpone to a later date. And it also means a whole bunch of new rules for the buying and selling. Right out here in Castle Rock, I'm in front of a fireworks stand. Technically, across Douglas County, people can sell fireworks. You can't shoot them off. But individual towns, and in this case, Castle Rock, can say, nope, no more selling. And someone came by today to tell these guys, sorry, you got to close up shop. The selling season got cut short this year for many fireworks sellers across the state.
Well, the fire chief just came by to see how everything was going, packing up, more just to check on us. But we were made aware last night that we couldn't open today.
Jeremy Witherell said Castle Rock officials came by Wednesday night and told them, time to pack it up.
I understand why. It's a tough thing.
On the 4th of July, this Saturday, we're expected to see 97th percentile fire danger, which is concerning for us in public safety and emergency management.
Stage 2 means all professional fireworks shows in this county got canceled this weekend. Too hot, too dry, and too risky, says Mike Alexander of Dougco's Office of Emergency Management.
We look at things like resource availability. The fact that almost all the aerial support is on other large fires throughout the state is a factor. Many of our fire departments have sent resources out to those fires to assist them. And to be clear, they still have all the resources they need here locally, but it means that there isn't a whole lot of extra flex room.
The Sheriff's Department shared this video from last July 4th when fireworks, already thrown away, reignited and started a house fire. They've worked 10 new fires just this week and plan to increase patrols for whatever the holiday brings.
The fines are significant for fireworks. They're upwards around $1,000. You can be arrested if there's an arson involved.
A couple locations that we still have open in Aurora, we can send them there. And but yeah, we can't sell anything here, unfortunately.
Not a great year to be a fireworks seller in a state currently on fire.
It's definitely slower than usual. You know, people afraid of the fires and everything that's going on. So it's been a little off year for sure.
And guys, you know, Douglas County has a little bit of an experience with this situation of weighing risk during a holiday show. Not even in the summer, but in the wintertime. A couple years back, they had some professional fireworks shows go off, and those started fires, which were quickly put out and didn't burn any buildings down. But they've seen what happens when you try to take a risk and balance the risk, and sometimes it goes south. So we've seen these things happen before in these counties, and it's a really scary thing. And at this point, everyone's saying, let's just be conservative and not do it, even at the risk of disappointing people who want to celebrate the 4th, want to celebrate America 250. And also talk about disappointment. Even though this has been closed today, we've still seen people come by here looking to buy some fireworks and have to be turned away.
Yeah, we totally get that, Jenny. It's everybody wants to celebrate, and the 4th of July is something everybody looks forward to. But you know, when I was thinking about my disappointment about it, I was thinking about all the folks who are living in these fire zones, dealing with these fires threatening their homes. And I think that's what we all collectively as a community need to think about that. And then we'll have fireworks at another time.
And the brave men and women who are out there battling these blazes, right, Jenny?
Yep, exactly. And the fact that it takes resources from each of these municipalities, and they, to the point that they made in that meeting today, like they have enough to cover town, but they don't have a lot of extras, a lot of flexibility because there's so many people out there fighting in the mountains right now. It's not like we're just like lousy with extra firefighters, you know?
That's right. Yeah, Jennifer Meckles, thank you.
And those restrictions aren't just for fireworks. We now know stage 2 fire bans mean no campfires and no open burning whatsoever.
Yeah, for the many Coloradans spending the holiday weekend camping, that will be a change. 9 News reporter Rachel Krause has the details.
At Chatfield State Park, the campgrounds are full for the holiday weekend, and there's firewood, but you can't use it. That's because there's stage 2 fire restrictions in place, making sure that there's no campfires, no charcoal fires, no fireworks, and hopefully because of it, no new fires. With so many wildfires burning, many in the state are on edge.
And it seems like every day there's a new fire started.
Anna Hofschneider knows it's part of the deal living in Colorado.
That's why I like it. That's why I moved here.
She and her family are camping at Chatfield State Park. She didn't spot any campfires Wednesday night, but now that there's a ban.
But it all changed in the morning, and those signs are everywhere, and hopefully people can actually follow the rules for once, because you're always going to have somebody who thinks they know better.
There's just so many other ways to have fun than just a campfire. There really is.
Dougco and Jeffco counties announced stage 2 fire restrictions Thursday morning, joining many other counties around Colorado in banning campfires, open burning, and fireworks.
We truly do live life outside as Coloradans.
Bridget O'Rourke with CPW says it's unusual this time of the year.
It's very rare that we're getting a stage 2 this early.
Unusual, but needed.
I am not too proud to beg. Please, please be careful with fire. The wrong spark can have devastating impacts.
O'Rourke says not following the rules puts others at risk and could result in hefty fines or worse.
Oh, absolutely, yes. So that's something where we would call the local sheriffs, and you can actually get arrested and felony charges for not following fire bans. We take them very seriously.
I think it's a smart thing to do, because I mean, everybody would like to have a fire during 4th of July and like to celebrate, especially 250 years of America, especially for me as a foreign. But you know, sometimes we have to be smarter.
Hofschneider says with dry days ahead, it's the right thing for Colorado.
We can find something else to entertain ourselves.
At Chatfield State Park, Rachel Krause, 9 News.
If you're camping, you can still use stoves as long as it's got an on and off switch. And with the hot, dry weather sticking around, CPW says anytime you're camping or hiking this summer, check the county and the park you're staying in for conditions and restrictions so you can keep yourself and everyone else safe.
Jeffco Sheriff's Office says this could have been much worse. Take a look at your screen. This is what they found last night about 8:20 when several people called 911 to report smoke and flames reaching 20 feet high. Deputies say it was a shed on fire very close to a home. No one was inside, so they were able to use fire extinguishers and dirt to keep that fire from spreading until firefighters were able to show up and finally put it out. The cause of that fire is under investigation, but this is the sort of thing officials are working to prevent this holiday weekend, exactly what we've been talking about.